How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and today we are reviewing Florida's updated civic standards. Now, this might be your introduction to the standard or a review before the EOC, but either way, we're going to work through this content together. Now, it might sound complicated, but don't worry, we're going to break it down together and you're going to be just fine. But if you haven't already subscribed to Virtual History, do yourself a favor and click that button now so that you can keep up with all of the standard review videos that are going to be coming out this year. So, what do you say? Are you ready to jump right in with standard CG.3.14? Here we go. To understand the Electoral College, we need to go back to the time of our founding fathers and the creation of the United States Constitution itself. The framers of the Constitution faced the challenge of balancing the interests of large and small states, as well as ensuring that the president was elected in a fair and representative manner. As a result, they came up with the idea of the Electoral College. The Electoral College is a group of electors who are chosen by the states to formally elect the president and vice president. Each state has a certain number of electors based on its representation in Congress. The number of electors is equal to the number of senators and representatives for that state. So the purpose of the Electoral College is to provide a compromise between electing the president through a popular vote, meaning every single vote counts, and the concerns of the smaller states. It gives smaller states a voice in the election by granting them a minimum number of electors, which is 3, while also considering the population of larger states. This ensures that both the interests of individual states and the overall will of the nation are taken into account. Now, let's talk about the changes made to the Electoral College by the 12th Amendment. The 12th Amendment was ratified in 1804 and modified the original process for electing the president and vice president. Before the 12th Amendment, electors cast 2 votes for president, and the candidate who received the most votes became president, while the runner-up became vice president. This led to some complications and controversies. Look at, Jefferson and Adams or Burr and Jefferson. It gets messy. So, to address these issues, the 12th Amendment established separate electoral votes for president and vice president. It also introduced a requirement that electors vote for a president and vice president on separate ballots. This amendment clarified the process and improved the functioning of the Electoral College. So, how does the Electoral College work? In a presidential election, citizens cast their votes for the candidate of their choice. However, it's important to understand that they are actually voting for a slate of electors who have pledged to support that candidate. In most states, the candidate who wins the popular vote receives all of that state's electoral votes. After the general election, the electors meet in their respective states to cast their votes for president and vice president. These votes are then counted by Congress in a joint session, and the candidate who receives a majority of electoral votes, which is currently 270 out of 538, is elected as the president. So in conclusion, the Electoral College serves as a mechanism for electing the President of the United States. It was created to balance the interests of large and small states and ensure a fair and representative election. The 12th Amendment made important changes to the Electoral College, establishing separate electoral votes for president and vice president. Understanding the purpose and function of the Electoral College helps us appreciate its role in our democratic system. Okay, now I know you're going to go deeper into the standard in class, but hopefully now you feel a little more confident about the content. But I do want to hear from you. Do you have any questions about what we've talked about today? If you do, leave them in the comments below so I can check them out. And of course, while you're there, be sure to check out my spring store to get some awesome virtual history t-shirts, like the one I'm wearing today that has the White House on it. So you can get one too. Be sure to use code STUDENT so you can get 10% off your entire order. Also, hit that like button so YouTube knows to share this video with everyone, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to check out my other videos, the rest of this playlist and all my other civics videos for this class, or US and world history if you're into that. I even have videos shot in 360, you can look all the way around. Either way, check them out because I know you're going to like them. Alright, so for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. I'll see you next time.